because in my parents' generation, they didn't want their kids that educated, because then your children get smarter than you. We want our children to be smarter than us.
Our kids are all smarter than us.
But I think in Cody's situation, it's worked to his disadvantage, because he wants his kids to be yes sir, yes ma'am kids. And how many times were you told in your life? I know I was told a dozen times, when our children are to be seen and not heard. And so if his kids, now they're no longer just doing his will at whenever he wants them to do, and it's pissing him off, because he wants them to just be subservient and do whatever they're told. Well, now a more educated child doesn't just do what he's told. Corey and his comments are cracking me up tonight. That's funny.
Smart.
And he didn't help during the recovery. Janelle offered to tent on the lawn to help. Yeah, I think it's disgusting. Hi, Punk Rock Polygamist. Oh, good to see you again. Gosh, we haven't connected in a hot minute. It's been a couple of weeks. Happy birthday to your wife. She's such a sweetheart.
Thanks, Jamie.
Yeah. Okay. Where are we at? I wanted to catch, but I saw those comments start flying as I was going off on a little bit of a rant. So sorry about that. Yeah. You teach your kids coping techniques to get through the panic attacks and get them into a therapist. I absolutely agree with you. But unfortunately, and now that Punk Rock's on here, he can probably attest to this too. Unfortunately, this is a manipulation tactic that a lot of people will do in this religion to gain favor or control in the family. So, and panic attacks are real, but so is manipulation, and you got to learn how to decipher those two different things. So that is, we're just gonna speed through.
I try to do that too.
What?
So I'll cry without tears to manipulate you. So.
Yeah, Punk Rock Polygamous says absolutely 100%. Unfortunately, the Punk Rock Polygamous knows this firsthand with a girl that came into their family that, I don't know, I would say she's worse than Robin. I would say she's probably a lot worse than Robin. And so that's a tough situation. Let's see. Why do you think Christine and Janelle's kids disregard Mary? I don't think they all do. I think some of them do. I think, honestly, if we're being really honest, I think that a lot of Mary was the favorite wife. She was the dominant wife before Robin came around. And so there can be some abuse that happens in that position. And I'm sure a lot of the older kids experienced that abuse. I think that since then, Mary has learned and she's tried to change and be different. I don't know this for a fact. I've not talked to Mary about this. I just know that in these situations, there tends to be a more dominant wife. And I mean, Mary's mom was the favorite wife too. And so there can be abuses that are inflicted onto the children. And sometimes they're not meant to be. They just happen. The wife's mad at the other wife, whatever. And the children, like we have said in dozens of our videos, the children are the collateral damage when it comes to when, parents take things out on each other's kids. Somebody says Isabel loves Mary. So I think a lot of them definitely do still like Mary and still get along. I know I'd read somewhere that Mary had offered to help pay for Madison's wedding as much as she could so that Madison could have the things that she wanted at her wedding. And so I think that, that speaks of volumes of Mary wanting to do that for her. So another one of the things that we wanted to talk a little bit about too in this particular episode, we've been going on for an hour and 40 minutes now, so we'll wrap this up in the next 15 minutes or so. But one of the things I really, really loved about David and Christine's wedding is that they made it all about the family. Their kids were there. Their kids all the grandbabies all walked down the aisle. And so I thought that was really sweet. You can see the difference in the way that Christine and David, who is barely even been around the family, not even a whole year, and the way that they interact with the family dynamics versus even Cody and Robin, where you're seeing where David just wants Christine to be happy, and he genuinely likes being like, you see, there's a couple of episodes where he's holding a couple of the babies, and it's like it's it's natural for him. It's like an extension, which is funny because not very many men are comfortable holding newborn babies or young babies, and for David, it's natural, and you can see it is. You can see all of his energy. Somebody says, which really means of Robin which really was really mean of Robin not to invite Mary to the second Christmas with Truly and Isabel.
Yeah, because they said that Isabel liked Mary.
Yeah, yeah. So that goes back again to what we were saying, that a lot of Robin's words don't align with her actions. She says, I did so much for my sister wives. I wanted too much for my sister wives. And then yet she doesn't invite Mary to that Christmas. She offered to pay for Aspen's. Everyone voted to spend the money except for Robin. Oh, gotcha. For Aspen's wedding. Okay. And I don't know. I've heard somewhere that TLC pays for a portion of this, but I have no idea if they do that or not.
They will.
I'm sure that they do to some degree. Oh gosh, we're talking about the birth of the stepdad being in the birth again. You come in accepting how the family runs. Robin came in not wanting to embrace the family. And honestly, she wanted to run the family. She claimed she loved the family dynamics and then tried literally from even before she came into the family, tried to change those family dynamics. Mm-hmm. Robin wanted more money for her girls. Yeah. Oh, and he's saying they do. I missed what he was saying. Oh, yeah, that TLC pays for some of it. Yeah, I think they do too. Let's see. I made up my mind about Mary during her moving episode. I just knew she was going to cave when Cody, yeah. I think that she's gotten healthier now emotionally. Being in a marriage that long is going to be really hard. So what was there? There was some.
Cody was trained to. You see okay, Cody, when you get there, I need some tears. I need this. Go help Mary move. Action.
Yeah.
And then she's like, and then I'm going to come in all mopey and sad and sucking the energy out. And then she's, action me. Oh, comes in. So.
How do you literally suck the oxygen out of the outside?
Actors. I love these guys.
She literally sucked the oxygen out of outside. How do you do that? Oh, let's see. Do you think that Cody regrets marrying Robin now that all the cards have fallen? He doesn't appear that he does. He seems more than happy to be with her. I don't know.
Let's see next season.
Yeah. So, Corey's absolutely convinced that they're getting divorced. So next season's going to be the divorce of Cody and Robin, and then the next season's going to be Cody on the Golden Bachelor. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, we still know that they're still married because they just bought that stupid mansion.
Well, they're 2 years behind, but I'm saying seasons.
Oh, yeah, season.
Well, I guess that's, doing the math.
Yeah.
That's like 2 seasons down the road, 3 seasons down the road.
Punk Rock believes you.
Okay, sweet.
At first, At first, I really didn't believe it. But as I've watched some of the conversations between Cody and Robin, and now I can definitely see it. I'm like, yeah.
There's slivers. So.
There's definite slivers in there. And she takes no accountability. We moved to Flagstaff right after COVID, or right before COVID, and then COVID came in and screwed everything up. The lack of accountability on Robin and Cody's part is mind-blowing to me. It's like they literally cannot see. COVID didn't screw up your family. You screwed up your family the way you handled COVID. Let's see. There was something else I was going to talk about, and I forgot what it was. Let's see. No, what was it? I was going to say? Oh, the Halloween thing. Did we talk about that at the beginning of this one? So Mary just talks about having Halloween.
I think that was in our last one.
Was it in our last live? Yeah, I can't remember if we talked about the Halloween thing. So we were not allowed to celebrate Halloween. We were not allowed to have any sort of dress ups or anything like that. And so I think that some of us that didn't get that kind of stuff in our lives, go over the top now that we're adults. So I love to see Mary being able to play with that side of herself, that creative side of herself. Yeah, the harvest holiday. Yeah. We don't even call it Halloween. It's the harvest holiday. That's funny.
That's what, yeah.
Is that what you guys called it in Montana too?
No, the grandmas just, they had that spook alley down in the...
No, we did talk about it at the beginning of this. We just jumped. We jumped way ahead to the back of the episode. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because then you were talking about your grandma, Katie's grandma. Yeah. So, all right, we're almost done at the end of this episode. What?
Trying to kill... Yeah, I guess Sister Wives goes off the air, and then he goes on to The Bachelor, and it goes off the air. That was... Right.
Oh, that was on YouTube, Jay Patel says. I know. When you do 2 lives in one day, it's like, wait, did we cover that? Wait, did we cover that? Corey is trying to kill The Bachelor by having him on. That would be an instant execution of the show.
Well, then Robin could go on Survivor. I'd really like to see her voted off.
Voted off Survivor Family Island.
Yep.
Yeah, using the flowers from the family mission statement on the tombstone was genius. It was absolute genius. I think it's so funny. I love Blair and I love Jen for that. I think it's so hilarious.
They should have had the family, whatever it's mission statement out there in the...
Yeah, that's what they should have done, is buried the mission statement under the ground and then put the flower.
As one of the tombstones.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Punk Rock, you missed that hilarious part. We were someone asked the question if mission statements were a thing with polygamous people, and I said absolutely not. At the same time, Corey says yes. And I'm like, no, it's not. Punk Rock, do you know anybody who does mission statements? I don't know anyone who does them.
The Lord's mission statement is section 132, so that's where I was coming. That was my angle on it. Mm-hmm. And these people who put together their own might be getting one of these letters for nefarious revelation.
So Corey comes back. Yeah, everybody does family mission statements. It's called section 132. It was great. Somebody says... Wait, I wanted to get back to that comment. That was hilarious. Someone says, Corey lived Halloween every day with Mrs. Sullivan in the neighborhood. Harvest holiday sounds even more pagan than autumn solstice sounds. It's very true. Corey's little sister says, we had the harvest party where we juiced all the apples. So yeah, they would go down to the land and juice. I know I didn't have a mission statement. I just winged it. So yeah. Well, Corey says section 132 is everybody's mission statement.
That's what we were taught on how to... And there was another book, too. I'm trying to remember one my mom told me was how they tried to raise us through the teachings of...
Oh, yeah. She sent us that parenting book.
Yeah.
After we got married, she sent us a parenting book so that we could try to blend our children and our family in on... in a religion, in a religious way. Yeah, correct principle is blending our children. Mission statements are taught in MBA programs. Okay. And then, let's see. What did Mary do with the mission statement? I'm curious myself. That's what I'm saying. It would have been funny if she would have buried it right there. I think that's hilarious. So, all right, what time is it? We're getting there. So one of the things I think is going to be very interesting. Oh, Quest for Queenhood. That was terrifying. So Punk Rock brings up Quest for Queenhood. So once a year, I actually talked about this in a couple of different videos that I did. And I talk about the Quest for Queenhood, and it once a year, what they would do is they would have all of the girls, and you would dress up in your finest dresses. I always made a brand new dress for it. And then they would have the young, good night, Kimberly. They'd have the young men come and they would escort the girls, and you would walk across the stage and down. And so you were basically, what's the word that you were being shown off to everyone in the room. Displayed. You were being displayed for everyone to be able to see you. And then it was like, look who's coming up next. Look who's coming. It felt like very meat markish. It felt like almost like a bidding thing where it's like, keep your eye on number 132. She's really cute. Oh, I just said 132. keep your eye on number 17. Look how cute she is. And so it was it felt very like
Fashion show.
a meat market. It felt like a meat market to me. Like I was being up there and being displayed for, but at the time it was presented as being, make sure that you come off as royalty, that you want to look your best and act your best and learn.
Thanks, Debbie.
And we would literally learn how to walk with books on our head and all sorts of stuff to make sure that we were queenly as we were walking down the stairs. So that's funny that you would bring that up. Like cattle, it was very much a meat market. We were definitely displayed for the whole world to bid on us at one point.
And so, some of us at our age,
like a coming out party. Yep.
Yeah, the young men were taught how to run and manage chainsaws, and some of us paid attention in danger school, and some of them didn't. So.
Yeah. So that's exactly what it is. Like a coming out party, a livestock auction, debutante ball. Yeah, a polygamous debutante ball. That's kind of very similar. So every year I would make a new dress for it. Now, you had to be 14 to go to this because, we don't want to encourage the marriage of 12-year-olds. But you'd have to be 14 to go to this. And I got married at 17. So I only got to go 3 times. I actually got to go twice because 14, 15, and 16. So 3 times because I got married a week after I turned 17. And so, yeah, I didn't get to go as many as some of the other girls. And other girls, they're like, I'm on year number 10. Oh my gosh, nobody wants me. And so it was like, how do we get this girl married off? Throw up another quest for Queenhood. Let's display all the girls.
And I was never married, so I wasn't invited to those.
No, yeah. So all the parents were in the audience, and then the young men were the escorts. They would escort you off, like, come and get you and escort you off the...
Whole different world.
Yeah. Well, you were in Montana. Did you guys not do
compound.
Quest for Queenhood in Montana?
I never did personally, but I don't know if...
I wonder if your sisters did.
Yeah.
I think they did.
Katie, did you guys do Quest for Queenhood? I was one of the older sons, so I didn't go to any of that. I didn't escort.
Yeah, interesting.
I don't know. I don't think my dad would have let his daughters go do that, so I don't know.
Everybody did it, though. Like, Punk Rock Polygamous said he's never been to one.
Katie, did you guys go
Katie
to one?
says no, they didn't do that. That sounds like some Utah shit to me.
Yeah. Thank you.
His little sister said that from Montana. So
we're on a compound. We didn't get new dresses. Who got new dresses? Jeez.
Well, we had to make our own. It's
you
not
got
like
cloth.
Stop it! You're so full of.
We had gunny bag or potato bag dresses.
You're so full of crap. That's not true. But no, it was a big, huge deal, and they decked out the whole entire church as very formal. And your entire name was pronounced over the microphone, and then you were announced as the daughter of, like for me, the daughter of Dave and Sherlyn. Yeah. And so it's very funny. It wasn't funny because it was uncomfortable, but Mel had her grandma to make her fancy dresses. Yeah, at that time I actually learned to sew myself, so I started making my own dresses because my grandma was a professional seamstress, so that's what she did for her living. It was an interesting concept, and we did it. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of the Brown kids will get up and they'll tell their stories, and their stories are absolutely valid, but they weren't immersed into the AUB culture. They left the AUB culture really before they hit that, because I want to say that the older ones, how old were they? They were probably, I want to say they were like 14 or 15 when they moved. And so...
Cody's kids.
Yeah, so the younger kids were never immersed into the culture. The older ones will have more memories or more, experiences, but the younger ones, they were never immersed in any of that.
Katie's right. She got the child labor. She was Cinderella. Didn't get to go to the ball. You were the...
I was the princess that went to the ball.
Princesses that got to go to the ball and get...
Yeah, Corey's sister was the child labor that got the ball ready for us. So the men had to be married, and the girls were introduced for dating. Not necessarily that. Yeah, that's not what we were told that it was for. We were told that it was for just to introduce, like the introduction of all the young women or all the And it was a quest for queenhood. You were learning to become a queen to your
Priestesses and queens.
kingdom that you were looking to build. And so, but that's basically what it was. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think our moms would have ever allowed us to go to that ball. Yeah, that's probably the truth. And my mom had 6 boys, so by the time she got the youngest child, which was her daughter, I mean, we were raised up to work hard.
Yeah, they were definitely the child labor laws. So
so we didn't go to these fancy balls that these guys did. We went over there. They had a dance, I think, 2 or 3 times a year, but that's all.
But you never. That's interesting.
We never did that.
But for Quest for Queenhood, like, people would come up from southern Utah, from Cedar City. They would come from Montana. They'd come down and do it too. One of the things I did want to say about Christine's wedding, we're just letting the episode play in the background as we're just chatting about whatever else and not really the episode. But when Christine hiked up her dress to do the lap dance, I was like, oh gosh, please, girl, don't do it. Don't do it. Your kids are watching.
And grandbabies.
And grandbabies, yeah. But the wedding overall looked beautiful. It looked amazing. You know, like I said, Corey did get emotional watching it, and I do too, because it does. I'm happy for them that they found that they found each other, and that they're creating, like I said earlier, this newer foundation for these children to feel the sense of belonging, that they belong somewhere, that their family's not just torn apart. And so I think that it's awesome when they can get together. And I love that Christine is creating that. And so I do get emotional too when I watch it, because I want those children to have that stability and that knowing that they belong. And so the wedding looked amazing. It looked fun. I was saying earlier that they had a dance floor and the glow sticks. Our daughter had the same thing at her wedding. It was a huge party. It was so much fun. And so I love that without hesitation, Christine is so inclusive to everyone. Mm-hmm. And she just is, inclusive, well, except for those that have made it perfectly clear that they're not a part of her life, people that she can't trust. But all of the children are included, all of the children. And honestly, I almost wonder if she would have invited Robin's kids, and not Robin. But if things were different, I almost think she would have been inclusive to Robin's kids too. What do you think?
Maybe. What I'm loving about it was that the kids really want both of them. They see that they're in love, and they want them to be happy.
Right.
Her kids she has been with the lumberjack there for 30 years of misery. Now she's with somebody she's happy.
Right.
And he's been raising kids his kids want him to be happy too. So that's what kind of got me. I'm like, oh, those kids love those guys. That's awesome.
Right.
So
yeah, and being on that receiving end of that, of creating that for our own family, is awesome for us. She said she reached out to Robin's kids, but she didn't hear back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, I could have done without that kiss. Yeah, I think honestly, it's just she has not experienced the kind of intimacy that she's
outgoing. She's
passionate. And I think she'll tone it down a little bit. I think she's just never experienced this before, and now she's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, and she just wants to experience it all over. But I think maybe she'll tone it down a little bit. Somebody says, okay, there was a picture from her wedding to Cody where she showed a little leg. Wouldn't that show her garments? I don't know that she wore her garments at that moment, because that was her wedding dress where she was getting prepared to get married. And so she might not have had her garments on it. If so, she probably pulled the garments up a little bit so that they can't be seen. Because they're not something that you want to show off to the world. You want to keep them.
Sorry, what was the question? She's not wearing garments.
No, in her first picture with her wedding dress they were showing the difference between her wedding dress to Cody and her wedding dress to David. They were showing the difference, and in that picture she had it hiked up just a little bit, where you could see her ankles.
Okay.
And so that's what they were saying, is does she not have her garments on at that point? And yeah, that is Ben Brown. So he is there at the wedding.
Nice.
And so, no, she would not have probably had him on. I think that was a before picture before she got married. It would have been after she would have had the...
Just as she get prepared to get married.
Right. So she's probably trying on her wedding dress before she gets married, and then afterwards is when she would have her garments on. And yeah, she doesn't wear them anymore, so now she would not...
Ankles are scandalous, especially if you're wearing a braid.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. And I love it. I love the guest did a flash mob. She always wanted that for everyone else. Yeah. I think it's sweet. Honestly, the whole wedding thing, I know that it feels redundant to people, but I think it's really beautiful that these two are going to try to create a new foundation for this family. Robin wouldn't let her older kids go to Gwen's wedding. I think there's more to that. What?
Oh, and I was just going to say, there's definitely, in one breath, she's saying, hey, I want this family to work, I want stuff, but I feel like that she's also saying, if you go to this get-together, then you're basically, those people have been mean to your dad and me. Those people have done this. Those people aren't true believers. Those people, and so if you go there, are you really going to support them versus supporting us, making them choose sides? So that's the sad part about it. So yeah. And
so I can see the divisive language being used there. Are you sure that's where you want to go? Are you sure that's where you want? And you have to keep in mind that. Oh, see right there, that picture right there, where she's showing her ankles. And so,
scandalous.
Yeah, her garments would have easily not been seen in there anyway. She would have pulled them up, but
or she doesn't have them on yet, probably.
Right, that's what I'm saying. This is just before she goes through and gets her garments on. But yeah, I think that.
Okay, guys. Oh, we just hit 2 hours.
Did we? Okay. Oh my gosh, I forgot where I was going with that. But
sorry, hit all those things. Thank you guys for sending us gifts and doing all that stuff. I appreciate it.
Oh wait, Josh Thompson's interview. If so, did you guys listen to Josh Thompson's interview? If so, what are your thoughts? I haven't. I don't even know. I'm not sure which. There's a dozen Josh Thompsons, so I'm not sure who.
Where'd you guys see it?
Yeah, where
did you see it?
Where did you see that interview? And we'll watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
We loved going and watching that kind of stuff. Yeah, Grandma Lo says, I understand that their Pentecostal church is anti-LGBTQ. Yeah. That's why I think Gwen's wedding was different, is because there is some of that judgment out there still.
It's the word can she uses a lot.
Yeah. And so Gwen's...
Can they be happy?
Right. And I don't want to get into the LGBTQ, like, back and forth thing on that, because I don't even want to pretend that that's, Robin... I know she tries to be really supportive of it because she's got family members that are, but at the same time, it goes so against anything she believes in that, yeah, I can totally see that. Let's see.
Montana. Oh, okay.
Gospel Tangents. He's from Montana. Yeah, we'll pull that up.
And look at that.
Yeah, we love watching stuff like that. We just watched the American Primeval last night, and that was interesting. And then Corey went on a deep dive to find the accuracies and inaccuracies. What are you saying?
Just search for Gospel Tangents.
Yeah, is Gospel Tangents, is that a podcast? Is it on YouTube? Is that where we can find it? Probably. I'm curious. She only supported Leon for the cameras. That would be my guess, but I don't know. I'm not, I don't even want to speak. I don't want to. Okay, on YouTube. Okay, we're gonna pull that up and take a look at it. There's just so many people with the same name, like especially if it's Thompson, Jessup, Allred, Gospel Tangents. I'm just looking it up right now. Let's see. Watched the American Primeval last night. It was really interesting. Yeah, it was really interesting. We unfortunately stayed up way too late watching that. I think Gwen said she was mad at Cody and didn't tell him the location changed, so he was extremely late for it. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, Gospel Tangents is a great podcast. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. We're going to go take a look at that. Because I'm curious. I'm curious who he is. I don't, I haven't even heard of it. So, okay, so we are up on the 2 hours, so we're going to log off because now we've been doing lives for 4 hours today.
We appreciate all the gifts you guys.
Oh, thank you so much.
All the gifts you guys sent and all the stuff.
Yeah.
All joining us. And I said at the end of this podcast, I'd put up this cool little placard. So put it on right here.
There's Corey's
I don't know
nice excommunication letter.
That's too much brightness. Okay.
I know. We'll have to figure out a way to position it so that it's not, so that you can actually see it. But
they spelt my name wrong, so I don't know if I'm actually booted from it. But this is just a gift letter from me asking me to leave. So it says, to Corey, after meeting with the bishopric in Pinesdale, it has been determined that you are not eligible for the fullness of the gospel because of immorality.
Corey's
it
a
is
storyteller.
The recommendation of the bishopric that you leave Pinesdale and this work meaning the All Red Group or the AUB, this work, and go into the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So they were inviting me into another church. So they were trying to get me to go into all these different things. And inviting me to leave Pinesdale. So it's awesome.
So they kicked him out to go to the lesser church, which is the Mormon church.
This is my letter. These guys are all jealous because a lot of these guys don't even have cool letters like this. These people cared so much about me that they sit and write me letters, signed all their names.
I was seeing who signed it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I forgot who had signed it. We should probably
That's
black out their name.
I am.
Oh, Punk Rock says that makes me so mad.
Yeah, because you guys did get it. I am so important that these people take time out of their busy day to write me beautiful letters, inviting me to...
And that's the second one. He actually got two of them.
This is the first one inviting me to leave the
ranch.
Priesthood property.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Then my official stuff came in, and I'm still looking for that.
It's in our filing cabinet. I just got to go pull it out.
All the fancy stuff, but now I'll get them all posted up here and everything like that.
Yes, a Jessup did sign it. Yep. Punk Rock Collection says, who signed it? A Jessup.
Pretty important right there.
2 Jessups signed it, in fact. I don't know if we should show their names. I don't know.
Why?
Okay. No, my dad did not sign it. No, he did not know that they actually did that, and we had to show it to him.
Last name, so.
Yeah.
But they spelled my first name incorrectly, so
it might not even apply to you. It's
I know,
the other
I'm probably
Corey.
Still in their book. Just under an alias, so...
Yeah. Yeah, no, he says that makes you the goat. No, it wasn't Marvin and Morris. It was actually a couple of other ones. We can tell you that later offline in the DMs.
But they were given a copy of it.
They were all given a copy of it. And then cool. Owen Allred did sign the official, you're excommunicated from the church. This is just kicking him out of Pinesdale, kicking him off the ranch.
Asking me to leave Pinesdale.
The other one is kicking him out of the... gospel or out of the religion completely. He's excommunicated. That's the one where they say your name has been removed from the book of the Lamb of God, but
they misspelled it, so I'm still in there sneaking in an alias back into their heaven.
And no, my dad did not sign that. When I showed it to my dad and asked him about it, he's like, we don't do that. And then Corey found another excommunication letter from another guy that we know that my dad did sign. So he does sign them. He just likes to pretend he doesn't. So
I'll edit out all the names. But hey, this was a letter. Pretty important. Sent me
Punk Rock was excommunicated by Owen as well.
Nice. High five.
You guys can start your own club.
We're in a good company. So
we're gonna start our own, all the ex-AUB members that are no longer part. But we can't invite Cody because I just think he would try to take over the club.
No, he's not in the club. He didn't get letters. We got letters. These people think we're so important that they take time out of their day to write us letters. So
yeah, and literally,
that's pretty cool.
I was literally talking to Brady Williams of My 5 Wives and a couple other guys, and he did. I think he said he did get excommunicated too. He got a letter as well. But my dad did invite him to come back. So we were chatting a couple weeks ago at the wedding that Corey officiated. Punk Rock says he nominates you as president.
Yes.
Yeah. So when we were all laughing,
the club?
Yeah, we were all laughing about all of us all of the wicked who had been kicked out and excommunicated, and Yeah, Brady did leave on his own accord, but I believe he did get excommunicated. But I can't remember what he said that night, because there was a couple guys who did not get excommunicated that we were all talking to.
But didn't even get cool letters.
Yeah, and they had been on Sister Wives a couple of different times, so we were talking to them and then talking to Brady, and I can't remember if Brady said he was one of the guys who did get excommunicated or didn't. Punk Rock would probably know that more than me, but yeah, it's pretty funny. I think it's interesting that they think that they have that much control and power over somebody. Is Brady still with all of his wives? As far as I know, he is. Yeah, he had 2 of them there the night that we were there, and 2 of my favorites, and so they were both there, and so that was fun. That was really fun conversation to have with him. Just a group of us stood in a circle, and Punk Rock, you probably didn't even know that Corey officiated a wedding for one of the Allred kids in front of quite a few leadership of the AUB. It was great. It was a really great night. And Corey, so on our way there, my mom says to me, wait, so the kid who got excommunicated is going to officiate the wedding of the granddaughter of one of the biggest leaders in the Allred group? That's hilarious. And so it was a great night. Yeah. It was a very fun night. Corey and the Nefarious Revelations Club. That's what you should name it. Corey and the Nefarious Revelations Club. It'd be awesome. So, okay. Now, if TikTok is not here anymore, we've loved you guys. We've loved being here. And honestly, I'm going to probably go live every single day this week. Not for 2 hours, but for a little bit, just to answer some questions. It'll just be randomly. I'm not going to schedule it because work is crazy, but I still want to go live just in case TikTok goes away next week, and then I can answer some questions. Again, there is a link tree in my bio that connects you to all my other social media, so please feel free. We're going to be going live every week on YouTube from now on as well, to try to switch things. I know, sure, Mel, only an hour. I know, it's because you guys have great questions and we love to talk, and we want to try to get to all your guys' questions. But our presence will be a lot bigger over on that other platform too, because we don't want TikTok to go away, but if it does, thank you guys, Tammy, Punk Rock, Debbie, thank you guys. But yeah, please watch for that. And then please follow us on all the other social medias if you want to stay informed and you want to hear updates on the Nefarious Revelations Club, because we are going to be taking memberships for that soon. So if you'd like to join, it's going to be a wait list real quick. So make sure you sign us up for that. Okay, awesome. Everybody have a great night.
Thanks.
Much love.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
And lights.